folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Springdale 302FWRK. This is a rear kitchen fifth wheel, and I love this layout. You'll see that it gives you this big open living space because you have dual opposing slides right here, theater seating across from the TV. We have a Loveseat up a little ways, I'll show you in a moment, and as you can see, a ton of prep space back here in the kitchen. Let's actually start off right here on the campside slide. So you'll see that you have your 40-inch TV front and center. You do have a couple lights up here for some backlighting, entertainment center up top. This unit does have an HDMI plug in there, so if you have an auxiliary device you want to plug in there, you can certainly do that. It is also Bluetooth capable, so if you have a smart device you want to hook up via Bluetooth, that's pretty easy to do as well. You'll see you have speakers right here, and the speaker control is actually located right down here. So you'll see that you have your inside speakers, your outside speakers, or you can turn both of them on simultaneously. Right up top, you have some decorative glass here, kind of a honeycomb pattern on there. When we lift that up, you will see some storage behind either side, and then you have storage all along the bottom. Now what you'll notice is it isn't a super deep slide, but that's not a bad thing, because when we go outside, you'll notice on the other side here, you get an outside kitchen, which again is something pretty rare in a rear kitchen floor plan, so that's pretty cool. Also right over here, you will see, again, more storage. I like the fact they put shelves in the top there. It makes it quite usable. If you have, like a DVD collection or something you want to stack up in there, you can do that. Moving back into the kitchen itself, as I said, you have the beautiful countertops on here. Seamless countertop, so you don't have your T-mold that's going to flake away on you. Couple different plug-ins. You have one electrical outlet right over here, and then you'll have another one right back here. So that way, you have a couple different spots in which you can put your coffee maker, blender, griddle, whatever else you have to plug in. Right here on this side, you have two full extension drawers here. You can take a look at those. That's perfect for all of your silverware, your flatware, as well as some of your larger utensils, like if you want to put, serving spoons, spatulas, things like that. It's a good spot for it. You also have this drawer right here, which is a little bit deeper. So, this would also be good if you have some bigger items like an immersion blender, or if you have like an apple core. It's a great spot for that. Or, if you just want to stack up some plates in there even, it's a great spot for paper plates, canned goods, really whatever you want. Underneath the sink, you will see you have storage there too. Now, if we hop back up, let's take a look at the sink itself. You'll see that it does have your sink top cover on here, so this is great usable prep space. Also, this can be used as a cutting board, folks. I recommend just using one side though, that way you only have knife marks on one side. But because this is a seamless countertop, it does allow the sink to be undermounted, as you can see it is, gives it that clean look, and it also allows you to have the sink top cover on here. It sits down a little bit, it's not quite flush, but if you wanted a little bit thicker one, like you want to put a wood one or something on there, you can do that too. The high-rise faucet making washing dishes a little bit easier. Big window right there too. I like that it's a big window because that gives you a decent view out to your campsite. Granted, it's in the back and the majority of your campsite will be up a little ways, but it still lets a lot of natural light here into the kitchen as well. LED light up top and storage all the way across the top as you would expect in a rear kitchen. So this gives you a good spot for your, plates, bowls, cups, mugs, whatever else you want to toss up there, and one more storage area right over here to the side. You also have a window in the back. Again, as I said, letting in some of that natural light. It does open, so you can have some ventilation in the kitchen here as well. Here on the wall, you have the water heater control. Notice that you have both gas and electric there. You can turn both of those on at the same time for faster recovery. And right underneath that is your tank monitoring panel as well as your water pump. You have a microwave up top, weight of the unit on there, just under 9,000 pounds. You have your hood with a light and a fan. The cooktop, you have the glass cover, so you can utilize this as prep space. Granted, you have hinges here, so if you're setting something, you'll kind of want to set it in the center, not on the hinges, because it'll be off a little bit. But this does fold up just like so, spring-loaded. It doubles as a backsplash, which is great. That will reveal your 3 burners, and you also have the oven underneath in case you want to do some baking. Moving over yet a little bit further, you have storage up top here above the fridge. The fridge has the stainless steel suite. You have a stainless steel suite of appliances in here. You have the microwave. You have the fridge here too. They did do black with the hood and oven, but because you have black in these, it works very well. When we open this up, you'll see that there, 7 cubic foot, plenty of space here. This one does run off both propane and electric and has automatic switchover. I also enjoy the fact that the fins right here are covered. You have like a plastic covering on there. Not only does that help protect any items you put in there, like milk cartons or egg cartons, they're not going to get scraped up by the fins, but it also helps protect the fins themselves, which is good. And then over here to the side is our super slide. You have the dinette right in the back. I love that they shifted the dinette to the back because it gives you that main living area in the center. You have plenty of space here for 4 people. You can sit quite comfortably. The table, as you can see, is movable. It's removable. If you want to take this out, you can do that. It also drops down into a bed. So it's pretty simple. You have a little lever you can pull. It'll swing down and around, and then it just sits right in between here. Take the cushions from the back, throw it on top. That gives you an additional sleeping space. Now, it's not huge for an adult, but if they want to curl up a little bit, you can certainly sleep there. Great spot for kids, or if you need to put a pack and play there, you can do that too. Now, as I mentioned, this is removable, so what you can do is you can actually take this over to the Loveseat and drop it down, and it'll give you like a pseudo coffee table, which is pretty cool. Windows all the way around, again, natural light. You have a light right up top here. Right in between the dinette and the theater seating, you have dual USB ports. So that way if you need to plug in any electronics, you can. This switch right here is actually for some underlighting underneath the dinette. You can see that right there. Just helps give it that nice little extra flare. And then you move over into the theater seating. This is probably the best seat in the house. They're extremely comfortable. You'll notice you have cup holders right here. These ones have handles. You can pull the handle just like that. And then this does recline. So you can actually push it back like so. If you want to lean back, relax, take a nap, you can do that. Otherwise, you can sit up with your feet up and be able to watch TV. Right up above me, some additional storage there. Again, the honeycomb pattern on the glass. And then right up here, as I mentioned, is the Loveseat. So the reason I like this is that it's a great setup because not only can this, anyone that's here can still watch TV, which is great, but it's also good for communication. If you have friends, family over, they can sit here. You can have people sitting here. You can have people in the dinette. Everyone can be in that conversation, which is pretty great. Also, if people want to stay the night, this does fold out into a bed. It is a Trifold Sofa. Super simple and easy to use. You can see the cushions you get right here. So all you have to do is take these cushions off, pull this up and out, drop that back down, and you have a bed. Right up above that, some additional storage here too. And if we take a look up at the ceiling real quick, you will see this one has a king jack. Now granted, that antenna is a little tough to reach because of the placement. So you'll probably want a step stool or, take your, I have my shoes on, so you want to take your shoes off, stand on the sofa, and turn that so that way you can find the best signal. But again, you don't have to raise it up or down, which is fantastic. So you don't have to worry about it when you're breaking down camp. It's not going to snap off or anything. You'll also see the ducted AC right here. This one does have a quick dump option. Again, it is a little bit taller. You'll probably want a step stool to get up there to open those up if you want the quick dump, or just a little extension, or if you're a really tall person, you can reach it that way too. When we step into the bathroom, you'll see there are 2 entrances and exits. You have the slider door right here into the master bedroom, and then a swing door into the main living space. Right in between the two is your foot flush lever toilet. As you'll see here, you have plenty of legroom. Even when both doors are shut, you have good shoulder space here as well. I'm pretty wide in the shoulders and I have no issues. Right over to the side is your sink top and vanity. You'll see the storage there underneath. Decent sized countertop. You have a little bit of space on either side for your toothbrush, hair dryer, curling iron, whatever else you have to set down. Electrical outlet there too. Mirrored medicine cabinet right up top here. If we take a quick look at the ceiling, you'll see your vent fan right there. And then you have a skylight in the shower. So I'll step in here. I'm about 6 foot. As you can see, even underneath the skylight, I still have a little bit of space. With that skylight, I have plenty. So even if you're 6'3", you can still stand in here as long as you're underneath the skylight there. It is neo-angle, and you have the doors that are in the roller track. The reason I like that is, you're showering. When you open it up, you'll see that all the water goes right down into the shower pan, whereas sometimes the swing-style door, it gets all over the floor, or a curtain, same issue. This helps keep your bathroom floor a little bit cleaner. Then you'll see you have the hand wand there for ease of use. A couple of shelves here, too. The last thing I want to touch on is right over here. This is pretty cool. So this is a wardrobe slide out, but you'll see it extends from the bedroom into the bathroom here when the door shuts. This one basically is dedicated to the bathroom. So this makes a perfect linen closet. The master bedroom also has 2 entrances and exits. As I mentioned, the one right here into the bathroom. Then you have a slider door leading out into your main living space. Queen bed directly in the center here. It does have storage underneath. You'll see it is strut supported. Now you can see the little step up here because this is a mid-profile. Not a terrible step, but you'll see that it still provides plenty of storage underneath the bed there. Both sides, you have wardrobe space. You have mirrored doors on there as well, so you can see yourself. I love the wardrobes. Underneath, you even have enough room for a nightstand still, plus a drawer that's built in. And if you take a look at the headboard, you will see you have 2 electrical outlets with a shelf. So it gives you a spot in which you can, plug in your cell phones, or if you have a CPAP machine, you have a spot in which you can set that and plug it in too. Right up top, you have a couple extra storage spaces there. Right here, this is a vent, but what's important about this, folks, is this one is prepped for a second AC. So if you want a second AC in here, you can have the one there that is dedicated to the bedroom to make sure you stay cool in those hot nights. Then over here, as I mentioned, we were in the bathroom. You have the slide-out wardrobe, and that's exactly what this is. Again, mirror on all 3 doors. You'll see the hanging rod going all the way across. So not only do you have the wardrobe on both sides of the bed, you also have this large one here. On the other side, you have hookup for a TV. So if you do want TV in the bedroom, there is a backer in the wall for that, as well as the connections to hook everything up. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the Springdale 302FWRK. Right up front here, of course, you have the front cap. You'll notice that it is concave on both sides to help your turn radius. That way, if you're making a sharp turn, you have less chance of damaging your pickup. You'll see you have the mirror right here, so as you are backing up, it'll help you align your kingpin with your hitch. If we take a look underneath, you'll see the front storage compartment up here. A little bit of storage right over here to this side. You'll see that this one has the 50 amp power cord, again, because it does have that second AC prep. Battery box over here to the side. Of course, that is vented. And right here on the outside, you'll see your landing leg control and also solar prep. So if you want solar on this unit, it is prepped for it. All you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in, and it will trickle charge your battery. Right over here is one of your 2 30-pound propane tanks. So 30-pounder on this side, same thing on the other side. You have the power awning right here. That does go over this slide out. Again, touch a button to have that roll out. Same thing to go back in. And then you also have the LED light strip in there. So if you want light at night, you can just flip that on at the flip of a button. Directly underneath that are your 2 outside speakers. I showed you that speaker control when we were inside. Electrical outlet right here. This is a little high for me. It's quite a ways off the ground, but if you need to plug anything in, it is still manageable. You can plug something in right there, probably set it right here in the pass-through. We take a look at the pass-through. It is pretty good size. You have some plumbing there that might get in the way of a couple things, but for the most part, again, you have good sized doors on either side here. So especially with this space right up front before this wall, if you have some larger items, you can pack those in at the end and they will still fit. 3 foldable steps to get into the camper. They do have the aluminum treads, also a little bit of grip tape on there, so that way if it is wet, it helps a little bit with some traction. Foldable grab handle here as well, which gives you that extra control when entering or exiting the RV. This camper does have the Arctic package on it. If you take a look underneath, you can see right here, it has the fully enclosed and heated underbelly there. So that way, as long as you have your furnace running, it's blowing that heat down below to help prevent any your tanks and water lines and stuff from freezing. Right over here is your outside entertainment center. You have the TV right up top, so that way you can sit around here, watch the game. You have a light in case you want some light at night. This is my favorite part right here, the outside fridge. That way you have a spot for your beverages as well as some condiments. You do have the drawer right here, so if you want to put some flatware in there, it's a great spot for it. Right underneath, you have this little pull-out tray here. So you can do a number of different things, a bunch of different appliances, whether it's a toaster or, myself personally, I probably put an electric griddle there. But again, you can do whatever you want. You'll see that there is a little cutout right here for a cord. So again, put your electric griddle right there. You can run the cord through and it will plug in right over here by the refrigerator. Right over here is your spray port. So we open that up. If you want water access, you just hook your little blue hose up right there. Power rear jacks. Pretty self-explanatory, easy to use. You can see these guys right down here. You'll also see you have a propane quick connect over here. So as I showed you with that outside entertainment center, you can really only have space for something electric to plug in. If you want to run a grill or a cooktop, something like that, this is where you'll plug it into. Right here on the back, you have your standard square tubular bumper. There are end caps that come with that, so that way you have a spot in which you can store your sewer hose, so it's not rolling around up front in your pass-through. And mounted to that is the spare tire. Great thing about this, folks, is hopefully you never have to use it. I hope that you don't ever have to experience a flat. Most people do, and in the event that you do, this makes it a lot easier to get to because it is mounted right here on the rear bumper, and you have the cover here to make sure the tire isn't getting beat up by all the UV rays. In the very back is your 50 amp inlet. As I mentioned, this one has the 50 amp because it has your second AC on there. If you take a look up at the top center, you'll see this one also has backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier to install, meaning it will save you money on labor. Right here are your water connections. If you plan on doing some boondocking and you want to fill your fresh water tank, that one will be right here on the left. To the right is the inlet for your city water, and right outside of both of those is your black tank flush. So what you do with this is when you're done camping, after you dump your black tanks, you'll take a hose, hook it up right here. The black tank has sprayers built in. It'll help wash out some of those solids that didn't dump out with gravity. Right down underneath that is your outside shower. This one has both hot and cold water access. So, if you need that hot water out here, this is where you will access that. Right down underneath, you have one of two terminations. So this is your main termination. This has both your black tank valve right here as well as one of your grays. There's another one in the very back of the RV where you have a second gray tank for that rear kitchen. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is a 2019 Keystone Springdale 302FWRK. If you're interested in this rear kitchen fifth wheel and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.